All right. Hey, everybody. This video is for Cameron and Addison. All your friends here at school say, hey.
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 So our goal for today is we are going to do some practice work together, getting ready for the statistics test, which will be Friday. So we're going to spend time today and tomorrow on the pages that you see before you. And if we finish early, well, we finish early. Please make sure your name's on here. If you're doing this at home, you'll have to put everything in Kami. Unless you have a printer, you want to print it off and turn it in, you can do that. All right, we're going back to random samples. That was the very beginning of the lessons that we did together. Here's 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, A honor roll. It says a sample of students is taken from the school's A honor roll. The school estimates that there are actually 360 students on this honor roll. Using this sample, here's the question. How many students on the A honor roll are 8th graders? So what do you think we would have to do first? I'm waiting for suggestions. Kayla. Finding the percentage of these? Before I can find the percent, what do I have to know? Anthony? The total of these three groups. So 15 plus 11 plus 14, let me know when you figure out what that is. Shh, guys, Cohen? What is it, Mary?
40.
40. Sorry if that wasn't you. The total is 40 of the sample. What else? What would my next step look like? Cody? I don't have any decimal in front of me right now. All I know is the total number of students in the sample is 40. What next piece of data do I need to look at, Josh? How many 8th graders? In this case, it's 14. So students is 14 out of 40. So there are two ways we could solve this at this point. I'm going to put both of them on the paper, and you can decide which you prefer. Who wants to tell me how they would solve this next? I know that there's a total of how many students? Wyatt?
4.
No, we already decided that.
360.
360. So where do I put the 360? I got to do something with that number. Where would it go, Josh? So you're going to find the percentage first? Okay, so somebody get your calculators rolling, guys. We're going to need these. Huh? Yes. Yep. 14 out of 40. Hang on, Wyatt. Everybody's got to catch up to you. We'll let you answer it when we're ready. So Josh said what he would do first is find out what decimal this is. And to find the decimal, you're going to divide 14 divided by 40. Wyatt, what decimal did you get?
0.35.
Now, what are you going to do with that decimal? Josh? Multiply by 360. Raise your hand when you can tell me what you come up with. Jaden? 126 is correct. Here's the second way you could solve that. You could set it up like a proportion. If this is the total number of students in the sample and this is the total number in the building, this is students in the sample, that would be students in the building. How do I go from 40 to 360? Multiply by what number? From 4 up to 36. 9. So remember when we used to do this? 14 times 9 just happens to be. So up here, you're going to say 126 students. You have to have your label. So realize both of these work. Whatever you want to do. Let's look at the second question. A sample of students is taken from the school's A honor roll. Oh, that's the same exact thing they said up here. The school estimates their 360. Oh, they said the same thing up here. So what's different? Emily, do the 7th graders this time. Go. Figure out what you want to do. Use either method, but now you're looking at 7th graders. Raise your hand when you can tell me how many 7th graders. Thank you, Jaden, Wyatt, Emma. You got a calculator? Well, get your Chromebook. Get a calculator out of the cupboard or get your Chromebook out. Because I don't want you to wait for us to tell you what to write down. That would be cheating you out of your education. Okay, I got about 5 or 6 people that are ready. Mackenzie, what'd you come up with? 99 students is correct. So let's figure out how'd you get 99. Ready? It's 11 students out of 40 this time. So watch this, Kayla. Let's go from 40 to 360. We're multiplying by 9. 9 times 11. You can do the decimal too, doesn't matter. You're still going to get 99 though, either way. Question 3. Yes? Yes. Because you have the paper right there. You're not having to put it in Cami.
Wait, are we allowed? Okay.
So we're just going to write on this today. So yes, please show your work. This is practice for the test. All right, answer the following questions. A new restaurant in town is surveying restaurants to determine how much they typically pay for a meal out. How much they typically pay. Which of the following would describe a random sample? I'm going to read through those. Raise your hand when you have an answer you think would be the correct one. They go door to door in a nearby neighborhood. They randomly select 50 residents of a nursing home. They call 200 randomly selected town residents. They ask their patrons, that means the people that eat there, if the price was reasonable. What would you say, Kayla? Why?
Because it's just everyone around town.
Okay, everyone around town. Who can tell me what's wrong with A? Why would you eliminate A, Emma?
Because a nearby neighborhood, so like not everyone can live in that.
Yeah, because people go out of town to eat, right? Okay. What's wrong with B, Mackenzie?
Not everyone's in a nursing home.
Yep. They're only asking people in nursing homes who probably don't go out to eat very often, right? And what's wrong with D? They're only asking people that already eat there, right? All right. C is correct. The elementary school cafeteria is considering changing the menu from pizza to sub sandwiches. Which of the following best describes a random sample? All students in Mrs. Johnson's class are surveyed. 20 randomly selected 5th graders are surveyed. 50 randomly selected staff members are surveyed. 50 students' names are drawn from a hat. What would you choose, Cody? D is correct. What's wrong with A, Cody?
It's from just Mr. Johnson.
Yeah, it's just one class. What's wrong with B?
It's only the 5th grade.
Okay, and what's wrong with C, Cody?
It's only staff.
Only teachers, right? Okay. A video company randomly selected 100 of their subscribers, so we know that the total number surveyed was 100. Put your highlighter. What?
Well,
Are we back here?
At 4, yeah. It says randomly selected staff members, but on D it says 50 students, and not everyone's a student either.
Good point.
But teachers.
Good point. Good point. I accept that. It's not just students. It is students and teachers, but okay, a video company picked 100 people randomly. Asked them how many hours of shows they watch per week. Of those surveyed, so out of 100, 45 watch more than 10 hours.
That's a lot.
You ready? Based on the data, if the total number of subscribers is 2,500, how many watch more than 10 hours? So how would we set this up to start with? Sorry. Where would we start with this setup, Wyatt?
45 over 100?
And why did you say that?
Because 100 is the total amount of selected, and then 45 is just that one little piece.
Yep. These are the subscribers and the total, and that's in the random sample. What would you do next? Again, 2 ways to solve this. What would you do next?
I would just divide 45 by 100.
And get that decimal and do what with it?
Multiply it by 2,500.
Exactly right. Here's the second way you can do that. Set up a proportion. 100 times, and this would be 25/25 to get the answer. So both ways work, and the correct answer is Kayla. 1,125. B.
She said B.
I know, I was looking at the number. I didn't realize I had to pick a letter. I guess I should put my answers over here, right? This is C and D.
Oh.
I forgot about that because I was so busy paying attention to this. Ready? Let's turn the page. 6. So here are our circle graphs. You guys did a great job on that second time around. I think that went better. We're going to have to help. When Addison gets back, who sits with Addison? Kayla. When Addison gets back, she did the numbers, but she couldn't do the protractor part. She didn't have one at home. So we may need to make sure she gets help figuring out how to draw those in like we did yesterday. Okay. Girls Athletics offers 4 different sports: soccer, volleyball, track, and basketball. The graph below shows the participation in each sport. Use the graph to answer the questions. If there are 180 students in the girls' athletics, how many students participated in soccer? How would we set that up? What's your thoughts? Here's soccer. And we know there's a total of 180 students. What would you attempt to do, Kayla?
We can make the 15% into a decimal and divide it.
You said divide, you said multiply. Let me say it this way. You ready? Listen to what I'm saying, because this is the way you can apply this. We want to know what is 15% of 180. Kayla's absolutely right. We have to change this to a decimal. The word of means to multiply. Get your calculator ready. Tell me what your answer is going to be for 6. I got 4, 5, 6 people. Let's let everybody have a chance to find that out. What'd you get, Cohen?
27.
Exactly right. 27. Students. Yep. What about if 45 girls participated in basketball? How many students are in the athletic program? So we know that basketball is 30%, and it equals 45. So watch the way I write this one. See if this makes sense to you. What is 30% of the total? 30% of the total, and we know that equals what? Does that make sense? 45 is 30% of something. What am I going to do with 30%? I'm going to have to change that.
I'm confused because the first one said it was 180, and now this is asking what is the total.
Well, let's just see if it turns out to be 180. I don't know.
Well, because it said that if there was 25 girls in basketball, what would the total be? Because with the circle graph, there's not actually 35 kids in that.
Okay.
But if there were 45.
I like that description. Thank you. Cody.
So this is, I think it might, like you take the 30% and move the, like, because the decimal would be after the 0.
Yep.
So you move it left twice. And then you multiply that by 45 and
Well, let's look. If I copy everything down, 45 is 30% of T because we don't know what the total is. How do I get rid of times by 0.3? Divide both sides by 0.3, right? So these cancel out. What is 45 divided by 0.3? Raise your hand. I've got 2 people with an answer. 45 divided by 0.3. Emma. Yep.
That's what I thought. Wait, how does that work? I didn't know that was right. Oh.
Okay, you ready? If you put in 45 and divide by 0.3, you get 150. So they're just messing with us, changing up stories. Yes?
Well, the thing is, I also looked up like 30 times 180, and apparently it's 54, so it's not the same.
Yeah, I don't think they're the same. You're right. All right, let's look at this last one. And this is the end of the quiz when we get to question 10. The number of strikeouts each pitcher on a team threw in their most recent game is shown below. Use the graph to answer questions 8 through 10. So Carlos threw, 13 strikeouts? So you'll have to notice at the bottom they're counting by twos. So let's check out the first question. Which of the following statements best describes the data? What?
Yes. What percent of strikeouts is Samara responsible for?
Yeah.
Up to the right of the graph.
Oh, geez, I didn't even see that question. I would have gotten that one wrong. What percent of strikeouts? What percent of strikeouts is Samara responsible for? How do I find his percent? What numbers do I have to have, Anthony? Yep, so we got to get the total first.
Oh, Molly.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go down here and put numbers by all these because we're going to need to know a total. Okay, what'd you guys get for your total? Anybody else get 50? Okay, so we know the total is 50. Anthony said we need to know the total, and then we're going to divide Samar's number, which is 5. Huh? Times it by 2, why? Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, yep. 5 divided by 50 is 0.1, which is 10%. But I'm going to have Josh repeat what he just said because he solved it a different way. And what I want you guys to understand is you are good enough at math that you can pick different methods and they're going to work. You're not wildly guessing like some other classes would try and wildly guess. Well, I just think it's you guys have that thought behind it. Josh, how did you do it?
So 50 go to 100, and so you times both of the numbers by 2, because 50 goes 2 times.
And that's the other way we did all those other proportions too, right? So if you can do that in your head, there you go. Emily.
So I knew that 550 is like 110. And
Yep.
110 is also equal to 1000. So I can just do that.
You can do that in your head too. All right, here we go. Let's look at these statements. You and Jose have as many strikeouts as Carlos. How do I have to figure out how to solve that one? Wyatt, what would I have to do?
Add up you and Jose and then see if they match Carlos.
Okay, so you and Jose is 9 plus 8, which is 17, right?
Oh, yeah.
9 and 8 is not 17?
Yes,
Is
it is.
okay,
Wait,
That's not.
9 plus 8.
is 17. So they have 17 and he has 13. So that's not right.
But it's best described.
Oh, it is best described. I hate it when they do that. Okay. So that's 17 versus 13. I'm just going to make a note. Because we ran into that once before where every single statement was wrong, but it says which one's closest. Mark has twice as many as Jose. Jose has 8. What's 8 times 2? 16. And Mark has 4. That's not right either. That's way off.
Yeah, that's probably not right.
Well, no, because
Probably not the closest.
Mark has twice the strength.
Oh, that's
Car-
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's true. Because Jose.
He has twice as many.
Twice. Yeah, Mark has twice as many as Jose.
Oh, yes.
Jose has 8, and 2 times 4
Yeah,
is 8.
true.
So that's
I'm
Oh.
so smart.
Oh, no, Cody knew it first.
I
So
helped him.
Mark has twice as many. So
He has twice less.
yeah, Mark only has 4.
He has 8.
No, but.
Oh, not. Yeah.
No, that would be that Mark had.
Hang on, guys. Hang on.
Oh.
Hang on.
It's still wrong.
It's still wrong because he would have to have 2, wouldn't he? If Mark had twice as many, that would have to be a 2.
For a while, I thought Hose was
Well, no,
Hose.
Hose. Yes.
Mark would have to be-
Let's keep going. You ready?
Okay.
Let's keep going. I love you guys. They keep me on my toes, man. If I make a mistake, they are on me like that. You are wonderful. I'm going to try and discourage them from continuing this, but I probably won't. I know you're really sick of doing it, aren't you?
I don't mind it.
Thank you. Okay, guys, listen. Not yet. Shh, guys. Let's go on. Carlos accounts for more than 25% of the total. We know the total is 50. So here's my question. Wyatt, hang on. If we know the total is 50, what is 25% of 50? What's 1/4 of that? It's 12.5. Because think about it. Think about it. Half would be 25, right? And half again, half of 25 would be 12.5. So my question is, does Carlos have more than 12.5?
Yeah, it says 26%.
Okay.
That's all you're just gonna do.
Oh, 25% versus 26%.
1% more. So it's
Gotcha. One half of the total strikeouts were Justin and you together. There's 9, there's 11, that's 18. It would have to be 25, wouldn't it, to be half? How'd I get 18? I got,
13.
yep, it should be.
Yeah, that's and then that's
Okay.
Can you do that today?
Apparently, I'm too tired. I don't know.
You stay up later than me, I think.
Actually, I stayed up until 9.
Okay.
I know. It was like a party at my apartment all by myself. Eating pizza rolls at 9 o'clock.
Me and my dad's, we go downstairs and it's like 1 in the morning. My dad's like, "What are you doing?" And school and like making pizza rolls.
That's it. Which of the following pictures account for a total of 40% of the strikeouts? So what do I need to know? I need to know what is 40% of. Okay, so write it out. Look at this. What is 40% of 50? Well, let's look. Can't be 80. There's only 40 total. There's only 50 total. Watch this, guys. Guys, we're all just yelling out stuff. Turn around, Cody. What is, ready? 40% of 50. Multiply. The word of means to multiply. 0.4 times 50. Kayla.
Well, even with the answer, you would
Wyatt.
need to find out like all the other people's percentages. So what you would have to do is you have to find out.
I got to figure out what number I'm looking for, though.
Yeah.
So what's 40% of 50? That's what I need to know first. Emily?
Well, I was going to say it already told you in the last problem what the thing was, because you had to figure out.
Guys.
You had to figure out if that was 1/2 by assuming you, and it was 40%, so you already know. So.
What we did.
Well, when you do the math, what number do I get? Because I want to make Emily's point, but we need to know what number this would be. Mia? 20. Now, I'm taking Emily's point back to here because these two made 20 of the strikeouts, right? So we don't have to figure out what everybody else did.
But 20.
Guys, listen, we have questions. Guys, go ahead, Cody. 40% of 50.
Isn't it 21% now?
Put 0.4 times 50 in your calculator. Tell me what happens. He's got to work it out. He's working it through. Wyatt. Wyatt and Rayanne. It's 20. Here's. Oh, I don't know why you were looking at him because he's back there going.
I was laughing.
Okay, I'm just trying to let him work it out in his head because he's trying to concentrate on focusing how that made sense to him. All right, that's it for that practice. Let's take a look at the study guide now. This is longer. It's 4 pages. We're not going to finish it. And Rayanne, what time do you guys have to leave?
We can leave like right in enrichment. Right at enrichment.
Is that 35 when that happens?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, that gives us about 10 more minutes to work, guys. Now, here's my next question. My next question is, do you want to continue to do it as a group, or do you want to work with your partner at your table? Yes. So, if you want to, you and Emma and Kayla can all work together. Yep. So here's what we're going to do. You and your partner get started, and I'm going to check in 5 minutes, and we'll see how far we got in 5 minutes. Go. Yep. Go ahead. You got 5 minutes. Emma, you can move up here or there. Emily, you're being joined. Kayla, you can join anybody you want. Or not. No. Just an offer.